Hello folks, Instructor 7 here again. In this little short video, I want to talk about the mechanics of a knockout or a body shot and why it is so imperative to get blunt force trauma. Pain does not necessarily stop fights. People have been known to take a heroic amount of pain and just keep going in war, in combat. Sometimes folks are excited, scared, high, or just don't care, and especially if they're drunk, they just don't feel pain like a normal person. But what we're trying to do is attack the central nervous system with a punch. Your brain inside your skull is sitting still. Because of its inertia, it wants to stay still. If I suddenly propel the head backwards, that brain will wash up against the front, slosh to the back, like a marble in a fruit jar, coup contra coup. What causes a knockout is a solid center hit that jolts the brain by sending the skull suddenly backwards. It's called a closed head injury. There have been people killed in motorsports and motorcycle wrecks. Car wrecks had helmets on. They pulled the helmet off, not a scratch on them, but their brain was scrambled. Well, when you take a hard bony prominence, such as your knuckles, your palm heel, your elbow, and you bounce it off another hard bony prominence on his skull, face, or head, you will get that effect. Now, because your hands are relatively fragile, and this is one of the hardest bones in your body, it's like a helmet, it protects that brain. You're not gonna crash through that unless you have a steel pipe or something, but primary targets, the cheekbone right under the eye. This is as thin as an eggshell right here and will break before your knuckles do. I can get that jolt there. The cheekbone, 45-degree angle, especially with that palm heel, it fits right under there. That will jar the head. Under the chin, of course, that's a triple whammy. Not only does it jar the head, it's an attack on the neck and it can shatter the teeth. This is extremely dangerous. It should be avoided if at all possible. Fourth thing, the back of his head will probably hit the floor first. The elbow goes without saying, but you get that concussive force that jars the head and he goes out. Now, you do not punch the back of the head with your knuckles, period. You don't punch where the hair grows or where it's supposed to grow on the forehead with your knuckles, you'll break them. But the face, it's right here and here under the eye, right beside the nose. That's about the only safe place to really punch a person in the face. Now then, there's another type of punch or knockout. Besides a straight back concussion, that's sudden rotation. And the way you get a rotational knockout is the most prominent point on the head that extends the chin. You catch that, and you see that sudden jolt. It takes very little. If you watch much boxing, you'll see guys get caught with just the slightest little thing, and look, they go out. Now, a boxer's a lot easier to knock out than a guy in a street fight. Let me say that again. A boxer is easier to knock out than somebody in a street fight. And here's why. He's got a mouthpiece in, his teeth are clenched on it, and if his jaw moves, his head turns. If I don't have a mouthpiece in, that gives a lot. Might get $10,000 worth of dental damage, but it takes a lot of the shock out of it. Another thing, the nose hurts a lot, bleeds a lot, makes your eyes shut. Again, it's a pad. It acts like a boxing glove, and it takes a lot of that shock off. Boom in the nose is not going to jolt him as solidly as if I catch him right under the eye on that cheekbone. So anyway, there's no safe way to hit a person in the head and stop them. There's just not. You can cause a closed head injury. There was a fight in town a while back where somebody took a punch, got over it, went home, went to bed, and died hours later because his brain swelled up. He was so drunk, I suppose he didn't know it. Now, to the body. When you hit someone in the body, what you're trying to do, again, blunt force trauma, is transfer enough energy with enough mass behind it, watch this, slow motion, this big old man's gonna move. If I sped that up 5 or 10 times as fast with all this body in it, it would literally knock a dent, relax your stomach as much as you dare, it would literally knock a dent in him before his big body moves. I used to hunt with my dad when I was a kid, and I was probably 140 pounds, and he was a big man. He was probably 315, and he wasn't all that fat. He was just a big square guy. But we'd come home from a hunting trip, his shoulder would be black and blue. Mine wasn't. Now, part of it was because I was young and wiry, but most of it was because I was light enough to go with the flow. Put your hand on my shoulder. My dad, with all his weight, took a lot longer to get moving, and it was as if somebody was holding him. He absorbed more of it, more of the recoil. Well, the faster I hit him, the more recoil he will absorb. And what I'm trying to do is break those ribs, rupture the spleen, solar plex, whatever, before his body has a chance to move. And the only way you can get that is not with speed alone. It's with rotation, forward movement, power point, gravity. Watch this. If I remove my foot from the floor, there's weight on him because I want to fall. I'm getting my weight that way with gravity. I'm getting my weight in motion. I'm getting the last few inches of extension. I'm getting rotation of the hips, rotation of the shoulders, everything like a baseball pitch without the luxury of rearing back. And that's how you get a one-shot knockout to the body. Blunt force trauma. Anyway, till next time, y'all stay safe, be dangerous, never ever initiate aggression, and always click the like and subscribe button. I know you're sick of hearing it. Everybody on YouTube says it, but it really does make a difference on how far up we get bumped. So help us out with a click there and stay tuned. Thank you.